with that, we are back here as we continue our TikTok live. We let the ladies take a couple of minutes to refresh their drinks, or if nothing else, let them get up and walk around for a minute here. But we are ready to resume our On the Ring Apron mock WWE draft. We've gone through 2 rounds already. These will be posted to our other social medias across the bottom, so you see it. Follow us at On the Ring Apron. It's the tag for all 6 of our respective ones. Twitter, of course, it's TikTok, because you wouldn't be watching us if you didn't know about us here. YouTube is our big one. We have a lot of, whenever we go to our shows, it's where we have our entrances and our analysis on things, but we're going to do a lot more here on TikTok going forward. We also have Facebook. Follow Mania Club also. We're part of that group as well, a community specifically designated for wrestling, superior wrestling fans per se. And then we're also on Instagram and on Canadian version of Twitter, which is called Hive. So look for us a little bit everywhere. Ladies, we ready to get back to it?
I'm mad. I'm mad too right
They're
now.
discussing their hairdos.
No.
Good grief.
She just said, why you let me go out here looking like Montez Far when he about to...
Jeez Louise,
I mean,
y'all.
no disrespect. I'm just saying, you see my hair?
Montez makes a lot of money to have his hair look like that, so...
No, actually, Bianca does his hair.
Bianca does everything.
Why not? Get you a queen that can do everything.
So for those of us who are just now joining us, first of all, welcome. Hey, likes, follows, promotes, everything helps. A couple of followers from that initial batch, so we're hoping to continue forward. But this is our draft so far. For those who were unable to join us, as I said, if you want to see those picks get made, we'll have those posted up here in a little while. But let's start just running the shift with Monday Night Raw. The Bloodline getting selected along with Becky Lynch, the NXT champion Carmelo Hayes, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. In round 2, they took the SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley, who holds the title now on Raw. Her Judgment Day comrades, the Viking Raiders, the Women's Tag Champs Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan, and the Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio.
Hey, show that ring, show that $1 million ring. Hey. I'm sorry.
Copyright. Here we go.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, believe me, I think we've long past violated that. If they were gonna boot us, I think they'd have done it by now. SmackDown, Roman Reigns going to Friday Night SmackDown with their first pick. The Queen Charlotte Flair, Seth freaking Rollins, The New Day, and NXT call-up Braun Breaker. They also picked up the Raw Women's Champion in Bianca Belair, who now holds the Blue Brands title.
Okay.
She gets hubby and Montez Ford with the Street Profits. The undisputed tag champs, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. The Scottish Warrior with the Supersonic Rockets.
Come
to my legs.
Oh my God.
Drew McIntyre.
There's a whole story behind that, but we'll keep that off the table
We are nothing.
right now.
Well, we might do a TikTok about it later, but we'll go with that.
Yeah.
The Empress of Tomorrow also joining with SmackDown's last pick as well. Pretty even draft. We saw the comments prior to the pause here, and right now it looks pretty even across the board. So, ladies, how we feeling heading into round 3?
I'm excited. I don't know where that came from. I feel like I kind of channeled Drew a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. But anyway, I'm excited. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to have y'all here with us. Alyssa?
I feel like the show is going to get controversial, but it's
my
draft.
Well,
so.
at this stage, we enter the rounds now where there's still big names.
Yeah.
But now it's a nice combination of filling in your roster gaps. You've
Yes.
kind of handled your main championship contenders. Now it's time to start adding your pieces, who are going to be your people that are going to handle your mid-card, who are going to fill in your tag team division, who could be maybe a mid-carder now, but could be in the championship picture a year from now. These are kind of your critical picks here. Everybody knows about your first round pick in in any sports draft, but it's your mid ones are the ones that really carry your team.
That's that substance. That's the meat of your
That's
draft.
it.
Yes.
So we do begin here in round 3. Monday Night Raw is up first because they won the initial toss, so we circle back to them. We do flip every other round. So this will be officially the 21st pick of the draft, going to the Red Brand. And Kia, start us off round 3.
In case y'all hadn't noticed, I put my glasses on. I want us to be serious at this point.
All she's done is laugh since she got here in the chair.
I was about to say, I hope she ain't for real, because the
The
time
time
to be
for
for
real
real is
is
now.
now.
What you mean? She already know she finna cut up. If
We're
I'm
about-
in the camera,
If
we're
we ever
cutting
need
up.
to make a
Don't
T-shirt
matter.
for Alyssa, there it is.
The
But
time
either
to
way,
be for real is now.
She's got a lot of t-shirts then. But we'll talk about that later. So for my first pick of the third round for our draft, I picked none other than Austin Theory. Austin Theory.
All right now.
So with that first pick of round 3, she takes care of our other tandem pick. For those who did miss the draft rules, the mid-card champions as well as the women's champions do have to go in tandem. And she chooses the first of the 2 mid-card champions in Austin Theory, which means we know who SmackDown will be taking with their first pick. We'll get to that here in a moment. But with the 2 champions, with Gunther being the Intercontinental Champion on the other side, you choose to keep Austin Theory on the red brand and move Gunther to SmackDown. Why Theory over Gunther?
I love Austin Theory. His evolution. Again, I'm about evolution and women and tag teams and wrestling in general. He's had a good evolution. It started off kind of rocky, started off kind of bumpy, but he took his lumps. He got picked back up. He got owned by Roman saying, "Yo, daddy ain't here no more."
If he keep talking, I'm gonna be his daddy.
I feel like honestly, with this evolution, he hit rock bottom.
Oh,
he
yeah.
hit rock bottom, and who's waiting for him? Roman. Yo, daddy is gone. I'm sorry for you. The end. I feel like that fueled him. It picked him back up. It dusted him off. It said, "Fine, you want to play hardball? I can play hardball too. I'm here. I'm going to do whatever I have to do by hook or by crook. And I'm going to take whatever title I need to take. I'm going to look good doing it. And if you don't like me or you don't like it, I am sorry. I'm tired of being nice. I'm tired of doing the whole... You notice, I know he don't do the selfie things anymore.
He showed.
He just comes out. He means business. He means business. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. So his evolution has been a very great thing from start all the way from NXT all the way up till now. I'm really happy for him. He is my pick. He's going to stay on my brand. And it is what it is, baby.
And despite the fact that he's still holding the United States Championship, I mean, he did win Money in the Bank, so there was speculation that he might have become world champion at this point. The new World Heavyweight Championship being on Monday Night Raw, you never know where, if Theory immediately becomes an initial contender to be that first champion. So that takes care of our mids, our first mid-card of the champions, which means by the tandem rule, we do know who you're taking at 22, but go ahead and make it official. I think most people believe, that Gunther has had one of the most dominant runs of anybody that has come to the main roster. He had 2 very quick, almost forgettable slip-ups when he first got here, but then you haven't hardly heard any mistakes from him since. Longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in the modern era. The fact is, even without necessarily Imperium behind him, he has absolutely dominated with that Intercontinental Championship, bringing prestige and honor back to the ring and to the championship. This is a fun pick, and granted, you got handed Gunther by the tandem rule that we have in place, but still, you got to be happy with that one.
I was going to pick him anyway. I like what he stands for, and I like that no matter who he's gone up against, no matter what they have thrown at him, this man says, "I'm coming to this ring. I'm going to handle my business. I'm going to keep my title. And then I'm going to beat you behind and move on." Also, for all of you who have not seen me talk about this man before, I got one word for you. It's chops.
That's all
you can always hear them things.
Chops, and more chops.
Like, I love it. And again, I love what he stands for. And also, to recap my going point from the first little part, I'm taking dominant people. People who can stand on their own. No questions asked. No ifs, ands, or buts.
And we've said publicly on our shows that we feel like of all the people that have not faced Roman Reigns yet, not only is he one of the names you have to put on that list, but I think there are people that are going to argue very heavily that he's the one that needs to be the one to dethrone Roman in the end.
And you know what?
That'd be mad respect. I don't know how I feel about Roman.
Here's the thing with that. I'm not even upset by that. I always said it would be Jay. I always thought it would be Cody, but because that's my love of Cody, I always said, okay, maybe Jimmy could do it, maybe Solo. I even went as far as thinking, maybe in my head, that Paul would turn on him and do it, but that's neither here nor there. I would love to see this happen. Make it happen, Triple H. Make it happen now. Well, no, not now. Let Roman get to what he needs to get to, and then
we get to like 1,400 days.
Yeah, and then
he can run forever, and then
no, I didn't say all that.
When he retires, old and gray and gone. Then
when the WWE TikTok followers know of the infamous, 1, 2, 3, and then they play the Roman theme.
In 2083,
Roman old man, beard and everything, still holding the retaining for the 26th straight year.
Melissa approves.
Pick number 23, the third pick of the third round. We go back to Monday Night Raw, the red brand. Kia, where are we heading? Whoops. Spoiler.
I just need to say my stuff bubbling.
So, as you can clearly see, my pick has been given out here. I took Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux. They come as a package deal. They're like the Miz and Maurice, except they're heels, they're evil, they're bad. And you want to watch. You got to watch. What they going to do? Who they going to take out next? What she gonna come to the ring in, I gotta know, because I want to go through her closet, and if I get lost, please don't come find me. Thank you very much.
Just leave me here. I am content.
I love this duo. I feel like they've got good chemistry. Husband, wife, congratulations, by the way. I know this is very late, but this is a duo that you don't want to mess with a married couple. Someone who's got good chemistry on and off screen, they can look at each other and they know what they're thinking before they do it. I'm just saying, why not?
And another person that, I think a lot of people think he's gotten maybe the raw end of the stick since getting called up. On his second main roster run, he definitely got the raw end his first time.
We don't need to bring that up.
Yeah, we don't. We just pretend like that never happened.
That happened. Alyssa remember.
But
I remember the jokes that you came with. Oh.
Don't be doing my people dirty like that. Let's just leave it to the side.
Okay, I need to know if I stand alone on this.
Okay.
But is it just me, or is it weird to see Karrion with hair? That's all I need to know. It's weird for me.
We're so used to seeing him bald.
I'm used to seeing shaved.
Wow.
It's a style,
It is a thing.
I'm used
the
to
hairdo, case closed.
Yeah, I'm used to that. I don't know about everybody else, but
I'm not gonna lie to you. I like him with hair. I know it kind of grew on me like it grew on him.
I was about to say.
I like the hair.
I'm still not over it.
It's giving what it needs to give. It's kind of helping his. Well, not this render per se, but that's not either here nor there. Moving on.
Well, you have to realize with Scarlett's wardrobe, as you so kindly mentioned, it's hard to find a TikTok-appropriate wardrobe with her sometimes. So I had to go with the safe pick here to make sure that our first TikTok is not also our last.
Sounds right.
Pick number 24, fourth pick of the third round. Where are we going, SmackDown?
Right.
And maybe I won't hit the button this time until you actually announce it. I'm going to move way over here away from the computer.
Again, a theme that I like to keep is keeping the groups that I like together. Mm-hmm. So when I took Gunther, I had to take Imperium too.
So you get a repeat of the theme.
So, sorry for you, man. Yeah. I'm getting so hyped to this. I don't understand why. The ring genero.
Well, again, you get they call it final boss type of theme. That's who Gunther's your guy, and what is a general without his army behind him in Imperium? Hey, since the early NXT days when he first moved all the way from UK onto American NXT, and then here, Imperium has been with him virtually every step of the way. They may have changed names, but they're still as strong as ever.
I was about to say, these two, when they were in NXT, they were the first tag team that caught my eye when it came to them competing. Because, they held the titles, and they were dominant. I was like, good grief.
Well, they have the same mindset as Gunther of that idea of bring honor and prestige back to it. And there's also been a lot of conversation about the idea that if you look at WrestleMania with Gunther and with Imperium, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, the Intercontinental Championship involved intercontinental competitors. And I think a lot of people liked that concept of having the Intercontinental title be not necessarily always for non-American wrestlers, but for allowing you to really spotlight your international competitors, such as your Gunters, your Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, Shinsuke Nakamura, just to name a few, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens.
Finn Balor.
You can name, you realize a lot of your roster is international based, and it's nice to see that championship reigns, being reflected in the people that are holding on to the Intercontinental title and being part of those stories.
But nobody's gonna take it from Gunther. Let's go ahead and put it out there like that, because that man will literally chop block you too.
I could arguably see Gunther winning a world title and then giving up the Intercontinental because he won the world title. There's no reason he could not go and be that first world heavyweight champion on Raw. Your draft, of course, puts him on SmackDown, so sorry, he'll have to go beat Roman. But what if he goes to Raw in the real draft?
Hey.
We're here to watch.
Either way, they're still gonna be dominant.
Right.
I'm here for it.
All right, so that brings us to pick 5 and the halfway point of our draft. 50 total picks. This is number 25 overall. Raw. Where are we heading?
I love this man. I for real think he's probably one of the best in NXT outside of Carmelo Hayes, and that's no slight.
Ooh, another new call up.
Another one. That's no slight at anybody against the roster, men or women, announcers. It's not. I just feel like I need this man for my brand. I need this person. This person, again, has been an underdog. This person has overcame. This person has faced adversity. In case nobody has noticed, I love my underdog stories. Ray was an underdog story. This gentleman right here, Underdog story. Let's go ahead and give it up for Wes Lee.
The North American champion, Wes Lee, getting taken in the top half of the draft and moving to the red brand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get it. Get it. Get it. I love it. I love this pick. I'm not going to even sit here and say it. I feel like, again, I'm having to think about who do I want? Who's going to stand on his own? Who's going to be a fighting champion? Yeah. And over the time that Wes Lee has held this title right here, he has been a fighting champion since day one.
He really has.
There is you get in the ring, I'll meet you there. You get out of the ring, I'll meet you there. You want to do a street fight? I'll do that. Whatever match you want to do, let's get it. Let's go.
And we've publicly said on our show, again, I know we're new to the TikTok universe, but we do have shows that we put on YouTube and everything else. One of them is Top Rope Spoilers, where we go over the different premium live events. We get to attend a lot of them thanks to our YouTube contract, so catch us in person if you ever see us. But one of the conversations we had predominantly for the NXT ones is what direction can they use with Wes Lee once Nash Carter was released from NXT? And there were a lot of people who thought that he was doomed at that stage. And not only did he thrive as a singles competitor, he was in the Rookie of the Year conversation.
Here's my thing. I feel like that benefited him. No doubt. I feel like it was, one door closed, another door open.
Oh, yeah. He didn't just go through the door. He kicked the damn door in.
It down. Or I like to say he likes to fly. He flew over that door.
He flew through it.
He
speared that door. What's doing?
Did absolutely what he had to do to keep himself, not just there. He didn't want to be a guy. And now at this point, he's a superstar that a lot of times in NXT, when you might have a week or two before you maybe see someone again, he's a person you can't keep him off NXT right now.
Can.
Like, you have him on there every week in some form or fashion, even if it's nothing more than just a backstage segment. He's on every week. You can't keep him off right now.
And you know what I really love outside of the fact that he's good competition, he's a fighting champion? He is so friendly in and out of the ring with his fans.
One of the funnest meetups we had was after Halloween Havoc.
I was just, you expect a lot of him, hey, I'm tired, I want to go home. Not him. He came up to me, he talked to me. I loved it. The interaction was good. I'm not going to lie. That was probably one of the favorite meet and greets I've done.
Ironically, him and Carter faced Imperium that night. Just
Wow.
about a nice little segue between the last two picks.
There you go.
So we now move into the second half of our draft. Pick number 6 of the third round. Back to the blue brand.
All right. I went ahead and used an NXT call up here.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Why are you doing very deadly?
I don't know. I just feel like that was needed. I'm sorry. Hands down.
Roxanne Perez.
Yes, ma'am.
I see something like this. Hey.
Yes, ma'am.
So with your second NXT, or was that your first?
This is my second.
Your second.
This is my first female call.
You took Breaker earlier.
I did.
Okay. So the former NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez, a former tag champ as well. Of course, that story ended rather poorly for her. But you know, she absolutely one of the top contenders. The young prodigy, only 22 years old. So you know, you're getting a lot of talent without a lot of traction necessarily on the tires at this point yet. Definitely the youngest available person on the available roster. But you know, you look at all the women that are available still on not just the main roster, but potentially on NXT as well. Obviously, I mean, championship pedigree aside, why Roxanne as your call up here?
I went ahead and went with Roxanne. Why do you have to do a little interview?
I don't know. I don't know why I do a lot of things that I do, y'all.
I went with Roxanne because I like to take risk every once in a while. Of course, I'm gonna have my concrete people, or people who I know are gonna like build my brand, people who are gonna put me on the map. But then I've also got to take a chance on something, and I really admire the fact that Roxanne is open about like her anxiety and everything like that she comes with NXT. And I was like, as somebody who's young and has anxiety, it just really made me like I said, I've always looked up to Roxanne because she's so young, and it's like, oh wow, like if I want to do that, I can do that too.
So you're saying,
you know,
so you're saying
she's like a good role model. Yeah, she's really relatable
Yeah.
and a good role model, and I'd love to see her traveling all over. You know.
So hey, I mean, not a bad choice there. You know what I mean? You look at some of the women that are there, definitely big names, like you've got Charlotte, you've got Bianca on your roster.
I think they do really good teaching her too.
Exactly. Well, and some of those lessons may be taught in the ring, but you know,
she went with Miko Satomura, so hey,
that's
she can handle her.
She can handle
any of these women.
That's right. And Mika Satomura put her through some serious, extensive training too.
To the point where she passed out in storyline. Roxanne, of course, coming up just a little short last night in her bid to win back the title. So the question now is, will she go in the actual draft coming up this Friday and Monday? But goes number 26 overall in our mock draft here. We move to pick 7 of round 3, back to the red brand. Raw, where are you heading?
So for me, I love, again, women's competition. I feel like this person has come from NXT UK, has come over to NXT, has gone to the main roster. I feel like she's made her way through seamlessly, effortlessly. She's just transitioned from face to heel to face to heel, and you can put her where you need to against anyone at any point in time, and I'm here for it. I can feel Alyssa in my head sitting here talking about splashes and stuff, and with that being said, I'm gonna go with Piper Niven. Not Dewdrop, Piper.
I don't know. Without I'm all for them putting her name back the way it needed to be, but I think it takes away from the theme a little.
Yeah, I remember I heard it yesterday, and I was like, who is that? I was like, really?
But she's one that, you know, I mean, she's been on Raw for, you know, almost a year. Been on Raw for almost a year now, but yet it seems like every time Piper's out there, it's to take a KOD from Bianca to make sure, we didn't know she was the strongest already, you know? Well, you know, but a good pick here and definitely going to get you some muscle in your women's division.
Yeah, you're talking about strength. You're talking about, first of all, I feel like she's very beautiful. She's strong. She's fierce. She's international. She's foreign to me, and I love it. I feel like, again, you can put her with anyone and and you can put her anywhere. Just don't ever put her back with Eva Marie. Ever again. Who gave her that name, Dewdrop? That will not work for me. And no. But I feel like you could put her with anyone and anywhere, and I feel like she will be fit. She will make it work, and not only will she make it work in wrestling, in the ring, she'll make it work with outfits, people, communication, transition. She will make whoever's facing her look good. She will make herself look good. I feel like, why not? Go ahead. Do your thing. Get girl.
And immediately puts up some competition because you've got Becky Lynch over on that side, and you also, of course, have Rhea Ripley on your as your champion for the moment. Immediate competition for mommy and for the man.
You notice anything? Rhea's Australian, Becky's Irish. What is Miss Nippens?
Scottish.
There you go. That foreign competition.
It's like in the international flair there.
I really am.
Pick 8 of round 3. Back to SmackDown. Alyssa, who you got?
What about to say? Can I read? Lord, here I go.
No.
Probably not. We may never know. No. For me, I took this next one to like bulk up my women's division because I felt like I was taking a lot of people like dominant champions. I was taking good competition for my champions, but I need to put some women in my stuff. And who better than Damage Control?
Ooh, girl.
Damage Control.
Lord.
And it's a good pick here. I mean, you get 3 for the price of 1 with this pick using a stable here. So this is your second stable?
This is my second stable.
Okay, so that's your last stable that you can choose because you only have a maximum of 2 for the entire draft. But you get, again, 3 for the price of 1, and you really bolster your women's division with a multiple time. I mean, Bailey's won it. Bailey's won it all. If it exists, she's won it.
Right.
Horse woman, and then 2 people who she's been guiding, doing their own thing. All 3 of them hold their own together and separate. I love it.
Io, a nearly 1-year reign as NXT Women's Champion. Of course, Bailey, a very famous NXT Women's title run herself. Dakota obviously comes with her own prodigy and comes with her own resume as well. Io with the biggest match of her WWE career up to this point, coming up 2 Saturdays from now when she will challenge Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's title in San Juan. We will be there live. So be watching for lives coming from Puerto Rico. But I like this pick, honestly. I mean, again, the not just the value of getting 3 for 1, but I mean, look at the value you get in both veteran as well as youth.
Exactly. That's why I went there.
Can I say something? Look at Bailey and look at Io. Look at the faces they're making.
What are you talking about?
What you got going on?
Bailey has evolved so well, though, from the young, fun, chipper
Hugger.
lover to now almost like the mama figure now. Like
I
she
love
can
it.
tell
I'm
she
here
has
for
evolved into that veteran presence in that locker
Yeah,
room.
girl.
And, you know, I mean, it's hard to find someone right now. And just calling it, even with her heel persona for the last several years, if you don't like Bailey, you're the problem. It's not because of Bailey. You're the problem if you have an issue with her. I think some people say the same thing about Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't like her,
That's your problem.
you're the
That's your
problem.
hang up.
I promise you, it's not her.
Stage left, please. Thank you and goodbye.
But yeah, you bolster your women's division here.
I like this pick.
For those of you just joining us, this is our TikTok live debut. Thank you so much. We appreciate the follows, the likes. We do have a little TikTok thing up there, hoping to, help with our turn this into something more than it is. But we do several shows. We preview premium live events. Show called Plate Exchange, where we actually have our replica titles, and we are privy to getting our hands first on a lot of the new side plates whenever they become available. So we like to show those off. Indy Hartwell, come on, get it for us. But
believe it or not, when you do those, you do the plate exchange, you'd be surprised where, the wrestlers themselves, when you ask, hey, what does it look like, or how can I get it, or how can you help me, you'd be surprised. I was surprised when Big E reached out to you. So for me, I felt like
I about crapped my pants on that one. Because we asked him, it's like, we're going to get a little preview, and he answered within seconds. He was proud to show off his plates when he got them.
He sure was.
So bravo. So let's get back to it. 2 picks left in round 3. We're back to Monday Night Raw. Who we taking with our last pick of round 3?
For me,
she seems happy about this one.
I really am. I am proud of my picks. I'm proud of who I've gotten up to this point. And for me, this pick for the mock draft of 2023 for On the Ring Apron goes to no other than the awesome one, The Miz.
I came to the pay. There's a price to pay.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. The It Couple. Yeah. You get a package, you get breakfast.
You got a lot of package deals. I'm here for it.
Thank you.
This one is a great pick because you get 2 for the price of 1.
Just like
Another value pick there. But I mean, Miz, the only two-time Grand Slam champion. I think Finn's closing in on it, but I think Finn's got a little more work to do.
He gonna get there.
But the Miz, and that's a fun trivia question if you need to stump somebody at a bar, you want to make a quick $100 bet on somebody. Ask them who the first ever Grand Slam or 2-time Grand Slam champion was in WWE history. And if they hadn't been watching, I promise you they're not going to say The Miz, but The Miz is that correct answer. You get Maurice as a bonus as well for a part-timer, an extra women's match from time to time, as well as a great valet for her husband. And his massive, exactly. Good, she said it, not me.
Yep.
But they are massive. It says so on the T-shirt, and if it's on a T-shirt, that means it must be true.
Who is Google, right? Like
exactly.
When it's on a T-shirt.
Exactly. If it's on a T-shirt, it must be real.
I don't care.
But I mean, The Miz has been the prototypical and perfect company guy. What do you need me to do? You need me to win a title? Great. You need me to drop a title? Great. You need me to go
make someone look good?
Yeah.
Great. You need me to help someone?
You want me to go do Make a Wish? I'm there. Let's do it.
I love it.
And he doesn't mind playing the good guy. He doesn't mind making a
guy.
complete fool of himself. You saw WrestleMania this year where basically you understand as the WrestleMania host, you're going to get made fun of and get poked at for quite a bit. But you know what? I guarantee you he made a pretty check to go out there and look like a fool, and he'll smile all the way to the bank.
Right. So here's my thing. The it couple, the most exclusive couple, the awesome couple, whatever you want to call them. I have literally been watching them since day one. They're married. They have kids. For me, I've been watching Miz since the Real World Road Rules. He literally has wanted this all his life, and for him to make it happen, and his story, if you hadn't followed him or followed his story, I suggest you go to Instagram, TikTok. I suggest you go to whatever social media platform that he has and just follow how he got here from a reality
They
TV
need a
star.
Superstar Saturday for The Miz.
They really do. How he got from reality TV to WWE to main roster, how him and his wife met. It's great. You would love it. If you don't follow please. And then, like you said, another package deal. They have great chemistry. Why not? Because they're married in and out of the ring. It works. And they can come and go at will. And then when they come back, it's grand. When they leave, it's kind of disheartening and it breaks my heart for them to have to go home. But they make it work. They make it to where you've got to watch. You want to watch. You don't never know what's about to come out of Maurice's mouth. You don't ever know what Miz is about to do. And the fact is, company guy, company couple. You need them there, they're there. I'm just kind of piggybacking off what Steven said. So for me...
Well, also similar to the picks we made earlier in the draft, Street Profits, New Day, you get the entertainment value as well because essentially hand the Miz a mic and the rest will be magic.
I feel like he's one of the few, very few. The Rock,
Magic,
Cena,
Mike, yep.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Miz. Those would be my list of 4 people who you give a mic and they can just work their magic.
Exactly. I think a great pick, and honestly, I think maybe a steal pick here this late in the draft. I mean, you're picking him, but you almost got him near the, in the late 20s into almost the 30s. Speaking of 30, that's where we're at. The last pick of round 3 going to the blue brand. Where's SmackDown heading?
Here we head.
Going to another dominant force, because why not? Let's go ahead and see the Almighty Bobby Lashley. Don't come for me for picking him first. Don't do it. No. I'm sorry. Gotta hit it with a one spot. Oh, you already said
The multiple-time WWE champion, the current Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner. It's a guy who, I mean, it seems like a person that has done so much in the company, bless you, but at the same time, almost feels like he's lost, and you wonder if that's how a person like Lashley, with respects, falls all the way to 30 in our draft, and so many people have gone before him. I mean, bless her heart, and this is zero disrespect at all. I mean, Roxanne Perez went ahead of Bobby Lashley, a multiple-time world champion. So, it is what it is. Everybody has their reasoning. But at the same time, I don't think it's Lashley's fault. In the ring, very few can hang with him. I think he's just been the product of poor storyline writing at times. So honestly, I mean, this is an absolute gift wrap steal here.
Take.
A lot of those.
Yep.
Hey, man. Come on now.
I like how his statue and him are doing the same thing.
Right.
Sorry. I'll frame comments.
I don't think it's necessarily a storyline thing. With my strategy when I was taking these people, I was like, I don't want to take all my good people at the top. You know, just because they're winners, just because they've done like a whole bunch, I want to leave some surprise factors for the back too. I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, it's whoever. You know?
He looks like fun. Let's take him.
Yeah, like I want to keep you interested. I want you to like, why you waiting so long?
But I mean, hey, at some point you get to the fact where it's like, if he's still sitting there, and you look at any draft, and frankly, there's always one. It doesn't matter if it's sports, wrestling, whatever. There's always that one person that seems to fall way lower than you thought they would, and then somebody ends up picking them up on what they thought was a steal because they're thinking like, this person never should have fell to us, but they did, and the team is grateful for it. And it also gives the competitor themselves or the player that extra motivation to say, hey, those 20 teams that, didn't pick me, guess what? Now I'm going to work extra hard when I play you because you could have had me and you didn't.
I don't know if you really thought about it. You picked a heavy hitter at the beginning and you picked a heavy hitter at the end.
Oh, yeah.
I love how you sandwiched everybody in between.
Oh,
I mean, I know you are very you strategize your way of doing things. I get it.
But I like exactly, the heavy hitters there. SmackDown bolstering their women's division as well with 4 great women in this round, and Roxanne Perez as well as all members of Damage Control. Mm-hmm. And then you also pick up Imperium to back up your current Intercontinental Champion with Gunther. So the IC Championship staying on Friday Night SmackDown. Raw picking up, staying with Austin Theory as your U.S. champion and currently your top champion until the new World Heavyweight Champion is decided. Some power in Carrion. You pick up 3 great women, and granted 2 of them are going to be considered part-time wrestlers with Scarlett and with Maurice. And then of course The Miz, the athleticism of Wesley, and the strength of Piper Niven in your women's division. So honestly, a well done round 3.
Yes,
reviewing, looking through, the comments here, just seeing, what we've got out there. But they seem real thrilled with the Gunther and Austin Theory roundup, keeping them on the same brands after splitting round 2. It looks like Roxanne definitely came as a surprise to a lot of people. A lot of exclamation points on that one. One person did say they forgot that Piper was employed. I hope don't.
Let me go to my office right quick.
Good gracious. And then Lashley coming as a steal. I think a couple of people also commenting the Damage Control, they were surprised that they were still available, or at least Bailey at the minimum. But, hey, that's the part of the draft is, again, you never know where folks are going to end up falling. And so we go ahead and, for those who have, just joined us here, we review round 1 and round 2. The Bloodline and Roman Reigns getting split. We've had a couple of call-ups. Carmelo Hayes going to Raw, Braun Breaker going to SmackDown. The Women's Championship switching sides. Rhea Ripley moving to Raw, Bianca Belair going to SmackDown. Their respective male counterparts in the Judgment Day and Street Profits staying with them as well. The Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio going to Monday Night Raw. So that keeps him in line with the Judgment Day. So him and
Ray and
Dom can continue to keep fighting. Drew McIntyre and the undisputed tag champs heading to SmackDown as well. And then we just saw the conclusion to round